Hi, my name's Stevie Kent. I'm a personal transformation coach, and in this video I want to talk to you about the unconscious patterns that keep repeating in your life and how you can resolve them once and for all. So what kind of unconscious patterns am I talking about? It could be anything. Maybe you've noticed that your relationships all end up in the same negative dynamic. Or maybe you've noticed that your social anxiety just keeps coming back to haunt you. Or maybe sometimes you just realize that you get stuck in a negative attitude that you can't get out of, and it's that same negative attitude that keeps coming back in your life. So whatever the problem that keeps repeating in your life, the reason it keeps repeating is because there's an internal conflict at the core of the problem, known as a polarity, which you need to become conscious of and then integrate in order to free yourself from this negative pattern once and for all. So in this video, I'm going to cover the 3 things that you need to know in order to be able to remove these unconscious patterns from your life completely. The first thing that we're going to cover is exactly what polarities are and why they cause your problems in the first place. The second thing we'll cover is why most types of therapy and coaching don't deal with your problems at this deepest level. So whilst they do bring temporary relief, your problems just come back. And the third thing we're going to cover is how you can learn to become conscious of these pesky polarities and integrate them both for yourself and for other people. Okay, so let's dive in. What exactly are polarities and how do they cause these unconscious patterns? Okay, so polarities are essentially just a pair of opposite ideas. One side we identify with and the other side we suppress. So for example, if we identify with the idea of good, we also suppress the idea of bad. If we identify with strong, then we suppress weak. In reality, we can't identify with one side without suppressing the other, because the concept of bad is necessarily inherent in the concept of good, and the concept of weak is already inherent in the concept of strong. As long as we identify with one side of the polarity and suppress the other, then we're stuck in an internal conflict that then plays out in our lives until such a time as we can stop identifying with either side. At the heart of every problem is a basic polarity at its core. Throughout life, we often flip between identifying with one side of the polarity and then identifying with the other side, and a different set of problems will result from identifying with each side. But it's the same negative pattern that we're stuck in, whichever side we're identifying with. We will remain stuck in an unconscious pattern until such a time as we're able to recognize the polarity at its core and become conscious that each side is inherent in the other, and therefore we don't need to identify with either side. Take the example of someone that felt smothered at some point in their childhood and so decided they wanted to be alone. In doing that, they created the polarity of aloneness and togetherness, which created an internal conflict which is now going to play out in their life. So, whilst they're pursuing aloneness and identifying with that and wanting that, of course that's going to cause problems, like loneliness. Now, once they start to feel lonely, they're going to want to crave togetherness and so want to be in a relationship. The problem is, as soon as they're in a relationship, they start to feel smothered again and they want to be alone. So at some point, maybe they unconsciously start to push their partner away, which causes the breakup of the relationship, but as soon as they're single again, they start to feel lonely again. So do you see how they're caught in this internal conflict between each side of the polarity, and whichever way they swing, it's going to cause them problems in their life. Now imagine this person goes for therapy or coaching at any point in this cycle. Let's think about if they went for coaching when they're feeling alone, they're feeling lonely and they want to be in a relationship. what's likely to happen is from going to a session like that, they're going to start to feel better, maybe they'll feel less lonely, maybe the coach or therapist will even help them figure out ways to get into a relationship. But what about if they went during a time when they were in a relationship? What would the session do then? Maybe it would help them feel less smothered, feel better in the relationship. Maybe it would even help them get out of the relationship. The point is, it's only going to bring temporary relief unless the core conflict of the core polarity that's at the center of the problem is integrated. Otherwise, the pattern will just keep repeating. The person will keep flipping from one side to the other and keep experiencing negative reactions to the problems that are caused by being stuck in this polarity. It is only by using methods that firstly uncover these polarities and then are able to integrate them that we are able to free ourselves from these negative patterns. So integrating a polarity basically means becoming conscious that one side is not separate to the other, that one side is inherent in the other, and therefore we don't need to identify with either side. At that point, once we stop identifying with one side and suppressing the other, then the polarity loses its power to influence our lives and cause these negative patterns. The most powerful method I know for uncovering and integrating polarities is called Deep Peat, and it was invented by Zivarav M. Slavinsky. There are a couple of other methods also invented by Zivarav that you can use in combination to uncover and then integrate polarities as well, which are called DP2 or Deep Peat Level 2 and Universal Process. And I use all three methods with my clients in order to resolve their problems at the deepest level and transform their life by completely removing these unconscious patterns. I provide training in all three of these methods to enable you to learn the methods by which you can transform yourself and other people at the deepest level. For more information on this, please go to my website at steviekent.com and go to the training page, so steviekent.com/training, in order to see the training courses that I have, and use the form at the bottom of the page to get in touch with me if you're interested in taking any of these training courses or if you have any questions about them at all. That's it for this video, guys. I'm really pleased to have been able to share with you some of the principles that I use on a daily basis to transform myself and to transform my clients. If you like the video, please like it, share it, and subscribe to my channel. And thank you very much for watching. I look forward to sharing more with you on a future video. Bye for now.